thank you so much for that warm introduction. Wow. I just feel like I was just sitting in this lecture hall here. But it feels like yesterday I was a D1 leaving Evans for the day with my skull in my left hand and my toolbox in my right. And the years have really flown by, and it's a pleasure to be back. I want to begin by saying thank you to the Student National Dental Association for the invitation to speak this evening. Also, a huge thanks to the Penn dental faculty, administration, and alumni for your continued support throughout my career. And a very special thank you to Nancy Bay-Leyland. Thank you so much for orchestrating this wonderful evening. Penn has always been a very special place for me and my family as Philadelphians. My parents attended the university as graduate students, and they actually met at a house party on this very block of Spruce Street, just across the street from the Evans building. And I'm blessed tonight that my mother, Mary, my sister, Bianca, and my aunt, Paula, are here for tonight's festivities. I was especially flattered, but quite surprised when Minty notified me that Penn SNDA chapter had selected me to be the keynote speaker for this Black History Month celebration. Truthfully, I was also a bit overwhelmed by the idea of speaking to a university audience, particularly in this moment when higher education is under attack for its strides to create a more equitable society. I thought to myself, okay, how can I sound inspirational without addressing the fact that diversity initiatives are actively being terminated on campuses across the nation as we speak? Well, but then I thought perhaps that's exactly what I should be addressing this evening. Not necessarily the value and importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion in grooming a culturally competent dental workforce and advancing equity and oral health. Penn already does that. But tonight, I want to specifically highlight the significance of belonging. As a Penn dental alum, and also in my time as an instructor, I've had the pleasure of connecting with several dental students over the years. When students reach out for information and advice, I always try to offer encouragement. And one thing that I want to make sure that to convey, and what I want to say to students here tonight, is that each and every one of you belong here at Penn. You chose Penn, and Penn chose you. The relationship is symbiotic. The university needs you and your brilliance, as well as your unique characteristics, experiences, and perspectives in order to maintain its mission of academic excellence. They need those elements of yours just as much as you require the educational and professional development that Penn aims to provide. And I want each of you to remember that. This is your school, so take ownership of it, now as students and forever as alumni. Belonging is very subjective. It requires a deep connection, often through social groups and physical spaces, but most importantly, individual and collective experiences. And in reality, a sense of belonging doesn't always come easy. However, belonging is a fundamental human need that severely impacts your ability to thrive, not just academically, but economically, socially, and professionally. There's an obsession in this country about keeping people in boxes, right? Yep, tonight, it's not about the Scantron circles, it's gonna be about the boxes. No, honestly, I've never quite fit perfectly into any boxes. Not as a Black swimmer in a predominantly white sport. When I lived in Japan and attended a Japanese public school with my sisters, we were the only foreign students. I definitely felt out of place. I entered the Ivy League, but I wasn't from a wealthy family, so again, I felt alienated. And when I started dental school, and I realized I was in a legacy profession, I felt different from my classmates because my parents and no one else in my family was a dentist, nor a doctor of any type for that matter. Sometimes it can feel like you never belong, and that can be daunting. if your name isn't on a wall or it's not on a building, if there aren't a lot of other students or faculty who look like you, if you're the first dentist in your family, or perhaps even the first college graduate, that can be isolating. But while all those factors are heavy and they're intimidating, I'm here to tell you that those factors don't really matter. And all of those other boxes don't really matter. The only box of consequence is, as my cousin Adrian would say to me, the one that required all of the hops, skips, and jumps that you had to do in order to earn your spot. The space that you encapsulate is what matters. What actually matters, what's going to help you advance as a student, develop as a clinician, and succeed as a provider is what you actually do while you're here at Penn. Absorb all the knowledge that you can. Be present, be active, ask questions, discover and explore. Swell with intention, take up space, be expansive, you belong. Take ownership of your environment here at Penn, and I mean the entire institution, all 12 schools, all the libraries, all the events, all of the opportunities. Take control of your industry. You are dentistry, you are oral health, you are healthcare. These labs and clinics belong to you. These instructors and deans are in your company. Pick their brains, engage in their work, learn from their campuses. The university is a collection of buildings, laboratories, and clinics, but the people that occupy its space are what make it a living, breathing thing. Its diverse population is what challenges it to evolve, to become stronger and better. At the same time, you bring a table to the table, and that matters. Your lived experiences as underrepresented and often marginalized groups matter. Your perspective and ability to think beyond the norm matters. Your compassion, your empathy matters. Your ability to connect with the patients and engage with the community that is Penn matters. You enrich the campus, the scholarship of your classmates, the careers of your instructors. You matter and you belong. Woven into the fabric of the University of Pennsylvania are not simply the students and the faculty, but also the families of these patients that trust the university with their care. They trust you with their care. Also the administrators that make certain your needs are met academically, emotionally, and socially. The staff that support the engine of Penn Dental Medicine. The security teams that meet you when you arrive and wish you well when you leave. The infection control and sterilization departments, the equipment maintenance, the insurance case managers that ensure that you are able to safely and effectively deliver care. Your engagement with each of those individuals matters and is essential to the School of Dental Medicine in their mission and legacy of excellence. It's for all those reasons and more that each of your patients will remember you. They'll remember you. Yep, they come here for you and they're rooting for you because you belong. Belonging is an essential human necessity to which we are each entitled, but the only way to access the wonderful gateway of opportunity is to seize it for yourself. Carpe diem, you belong.